welcome back to my channel. I'm eca.fairy and in today's video we are recreating our iconic queen's makeup. I'm talking about this Matilda Djerf look. When I saw this makeup look a while ago, I knew we had to recreate it because it's so soft and flattering and I love the brown eyeshadow, the rosy cheeks combination, so let's get into it. We're going to start off by priming our face with the Angel Veil Primer by NYX and with this HD Studio Photogenic eyeshadow primer for the eyelids. Not exactly sure what products were used on this makeup look of Matilda's, but I'm pretty confident I can recreate it with whatever I have. And really, whenever you see a celebrity makeup, an influencer makeup that you want to recreate, I'm pretty sure you can do that with the products that you already have. You don't need to really invest in new products if you don't feel like doing it. Now, I would obviously be really curious to buy everything that was used on this makeup look. For now, we're going to do with what I already have. The base is really dewy and soft, but unfortunately I don't have the primer for that because I'm a matte girly usually. But we're going to try and fix that with the foundation that I'm going to use. But first of all, we're doing eyeshadow. I used to blend this eyeshadow base with a brush before, but then I discovered that this really little beauty blender does it a bit better because the brush kept leaving weird little streaks of product that were uneven, but the beauty blender really covers everything smoothly and in a uniform way. For my eyeshadow palettes collection, the Natural Eyes by Too Faced is going to be the best choice because it has these warm browns that we're going to use. And I'm starting in a classic way using a fluffy brush and taking this shade right here, Strip Poker, for a really soft brown base. Just placing it basically all over the lid and not really taking it in the outer corner, just a little bit, because as you can see in the inspo picture, the eye look is not dramatic, it's just accentuating the eye. Next up, with the same brush, I'm taking Kashmir Bunny and placing it again all over the lid right here and taking it a bit upwards towards the crease. I'm not dragging it towards the eyebrow, just leaving it here. And we will have to make this part of our eyelid a bit darker in a bit. Make sure you blend towards your lash line so we don't leave any weird blank spaces around it. And just a bit in the crease. Now, looking at the inspo picture, I feel like honestly this part is dark enough. Like, I don't think I would add anything else. So now we can go to the darker brown. I'm going to be switching brushes and using this one. This is a flatter one, but it's still fluffy. This is the Instapop Crease Brush by Real Techniques. And from the Too Faced palette, we are taking S'Express. So now take a small, and I mean really small bit of this, and place it right here in the outer corner. And again, towards your lash line, we kind of want to thicken the lash line. I'm not exactly blending, I'm more like doing patting motions right here to make the pigment stay in place. And we can slowly extend it like this, but just a small bit, don't do anything too dramatic. I'm doing this because I want a really soft base for the eyeshadow liner that we're going to do. Of course, the makeup is done, really customized according to her eye shape, which is just so chic. And even though my eye shape is not exactly the same, I'm still going to do what was done on her face. So basically, before I go in with the actual pigment, I just want to say that the lower lash line is lined with darker brown, and that line is taken upwards like this. This is at least what I can see from the pictures. So basically the liner doesn't start here, but it starts here. This line is taken out and lengthened this way, which is exactly what we're going to do, and this looks so chic and so nice. And I actually feel like this sort of look should be the next smoky eye trend because it's so flattering for pretty much every eye type. I'm trying not to take too much on the brush at one time, and contrary to what I do usually, we're going to do a thicker lower lash line here. Like usually I'm just lining a bit, but here it's done pretty intensely. Of course, make sure to deposit the majority of the pigment in the outer corner. And there is a bit of product even in the inner corner right here. Now with the brush that I used before for this exact eyeshadow, I'm trying to blend it a little bit so it doesn't look too blocky. As you can see, hers is pretty blended. This is really nice actually. I was not expecting for it to turn out this pretty. And with the same Real Techniques eyeliner brush that I used before, this is the Tight Liner. I'm taking the shades Espresso again, and now it's the actual test to see if I'm going to manage this eyeliner. So the thing is here, right here, it's a bit thicker. So I'm depositing most of the pigment there, and then it's pretty much just blended out in the softest way, but it's still accentuating the eyes so nice. And now taking the same brush, I'm going to try and blend it a little. I feel like this looks a bit rougher on my face, even though I used the exact colors that were used on her makeup, because her face makeup is warmer and a bit darker than my natural skin tone right now. You can see that her face makeup is pretty glowy and golden. It really complements the eyeshadow, so we're going to try to do that because right now it looks a bit blocky. I'm going to take this really small brush. This is also pretty flat, and with the shade Heaven, I'm packing quite a bit on my brush because white is usually a bit trickier to blend. I want to illuminate this part of the makeup. I know she has highlighter on, but first I want to create a white and already highlighted place for the highlighter to go on. And I'm adding a bit in the inner corner as well, like on the shape of my inner corner. And right here above the eye, I want to apply the eyeshadow highlighter first, and then we're going to highlight the whole face makeup after doing it. And I'm taking Silk Teddy because I feel like this is the closest thing. Hers is a pretty white highlighter. I'm softly pressing it in and blending it out a little, just a little, because this helps activate the shimmer. Also, she has it under her brow. And because I feel like the makeup is very golden, very sun-kissed, I also want to add one of these shades. I'm going to go in with Chocolate Martini, a really warm brown with gold shimmer in it, and I feel like adding just a small bit on the lower line is going to make a difference in the way this makeup sparkles and complements my face. I'm not adding it on top of the eyeliner, just on top of the lower lash line. Now I'm carefully, really carefully lining the lash line. I know there was quite a controversy about doing this like a year ago or something. I'm not sure if the controversy is still here, and I do agree that yes, there might be some medical implications for your eyes when doing this, but at the same time, disclaimer, I don't do this every day. I just do it for the makeup looks that require it. Because for example, in this makeup look, it really makes a difference for the lash line to be accentuated as well, so I'm not going to skip it. But if you don't feel comfortable doing it, or if you're afraid that you're going to poke your eye, just skip it. Now I'm going to do mascara. I'm using the Better Than Sex by Too Faced because I'm pretty sure it's going to be giving me a similar effect to what she has. Those might be false eyelashes from what I can see, but they are very, very natural and very soft. I don't exactly own false eyelashes in this style. The only ones I have are pretty dramatic, so we're just going to do it with some mascara. Hers are in a bit of a cat eye style, a bit orientated towards the outer corner, and she also has mascara lash extensions on the lower lid, and I can see why, because this complements the makeup so well, and it's really new territory for me because I rarely, really rarely apply mascara there, but I can see why. Like, it really changes the way the makeup sits on the face this way. And by the way, like everything about Matilda Djerf, I feel like this makeup should give off effortless vibes, so don't stress about it too much, just let it come to you natural. I did the other eye off camera so we could focus on the face makeup better. And now I want to take another look at it because I want to make sure that I got everything. So basically the foundation is very warm, it really complements her skin tone. There's a lot of bronzer going on from what I can see, and very subtle highlight that makes it look very dewy and fresh, and of course that really beautiful rosy blush. I would say the foundation is not high coverage, probably a medium coverage, something really light, because you can still see her freckles, which I think is really beautiful. And I love to see that in makeup, you know, your natural birthmarks still peeking through the product. So beautiful. Now, if you remember from my last makeup tutorials, I was telling you how I have a lot of testers, especially for foundation or concealer, and what better time to actually try them on than on a video for you guys, so you can actually see how the products perform. And I also get to try new products and see if I want to purchase any. So today we are testing the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Water Fresh makeup. This is giving me soft vibes. This is giving me, you will still be able to see my freckle vibes, because it's called Water Fresh. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but I hope it's not a full coverage foundation. This is the shade 2N1 Desert Beige, and I really hope it's a bit warmer, you know, to make my warm, I think, undertone peek through and maybe result into this glowiness that Queen Matilda has. So the shade is definitely a bit warmer and a bit darker than I would have liked. I really hope this doesn't look orange on camera, because I've had that happen before and the foundation in real life did not even look orange. So I don't know exactly what happened there, but I can say I was not happy with it. I feel like I'm not applying enough with the beauty blender, so I'm just going to like try and squeeze it out with my fingers. Now, even though I'm not a big fan of putting foundation on my nose, because I always feel like it looks weird, even though I know like when you're applying foundation you should just apply it everywhere uniformly. So for this product in itself, I feel like it flows very nicely on the face, and I'm not surprisingly having a hard time blending it. I was expecting that, because especially tester foundations, because they come in such a small quantity, I feel like rationalizing them and then I apply too little, and obviously that's not going to be blendable. But I am actually quite enjoying this product. It actually looks nice. It's having that warm bronzed golden undertone that the Bespoke picture has. I'm also insisting on my forehead because I feel like this is the driest and patchiest part of my face. Like whenever I apply foundation here, I have to be extra careful because it literally looks so patchy and dry. I'm not going to apply on my neck as well, just because I honestly don't like it. I can see that this is pretty different from my face, but I just don't like wearing foundation on my neck. It's just a personal preference. I know that technically, especially a few years ago, you could be crucified if you weren't doing your neck foundation. I really hope that times and trends are changing and we aren't going to crucify people for not wearing neck foundation anymore, because I feel like it's so messy. It really rubs, it rubs off on white or light clothes all the time. My hair gets stuck in it, and then you would have to apply it on the chest as well, because your neck and your chest are basically the same color, and like, when do we stop? Should I apply it on my hands as well? I just not a fan of that. But of course, if you're recreating the look, feel free to do your neck as well, because I feel like there is foundation on Matilda's neck. I'm not sure. It's just that her skin looks naturally really glowy and beautiful, and I cannot exactly tell. Maybe she's not even wearing any foundation, who knows. I'm afraid I might have stained my white sweater a little with the foundation. I really hope it's going to come out when I wash it. As you can see, the high points in her face are pretty accentuated. They're pretty light, especially her under eye area. I'm going to use this Forever the Warm one. This is a foundation, I know, but I'm really curious because it says concentrated floral skincare, and you know I love everything floral, so we're going to try this out. Like, I'm really curious what that's supposed to mean. And it also says no transfer, which I feel like I need, especially after this foundation mess. Even though, by the way, I would totally buy the Estee Lauder foundation. Like, this is extremely nice. I'm pretty sure this is not the color that I'm supposed to be wearing, but if I found my actual shade, I would totally wear this. Maybe not every day, but this is one of the very few foundations that I actually enjoy from the first try. And by the way, the foundation that I'm using as a concealer, 1N Neutral. This is probably the lightest tester I could find. I'm not sure how legal this is in the makeup world, but you know, now I'm making the rules. As long as you're following my tutorial, you guys, just, it's fine. It's fine. If you don't have any other lighter concealer, it's fine to just use this. Because we're not exactly doing a really heavy makeup look in which you would actually need the power of concealer. And yes, obviously this isn't as high coverage as a concealer would be, I'm totally aware of it, but I feel like it's working decently. Like, you cannot even tell that this was foundation. This tester was really nice. Not sure what floral skincare is still. Doesn't smell like flowers or anything, but I am really enjoying this Dior product, pretty much like any other Dior product, honestly. This might actually be a bit nicer than what I was expecting. And now I kind of want to illuminate my forehead as well in the way hers is. These parts of my face as well, because I really feel like when it comes to soft looks that are based in the way light plays on your face, you can get that light on your side if you use lighter foundation or lighter concealer in the right places. So for example, now I'm applying this slightly lighter shade right here on my jawline, because looking at the inspo pictures you can see these parts of her face are accentuated, are pretty prominent, and we want to get that same effect. This foundation combo really makes my skin look pretty soft, pretty filtered out. I'm quite enjoying this look, and I really like how they aren't totally matte. Maybe you can see how the light kind of plays on top of them. They were the perfect choice for recreating this look. Now for bronzer, I have to say I'm a bit nervous because obviously both me and her are going to be wearing warm toned bronzers because that's what bronzers are. But I feel like even though her bronzer may be warmer than what I'm going to use, it still complements her face better, and I'm really afraid of looking orange in general, especially after this little incident on a video a few weeks ago. Yeah, I just hope that wasn't as embarrassing as I thought. Which is why I'm going to softly use bronzer, not really heavily lean on it, using the Hoola by Benefit. And I'm really praying that the bronzer gods are with us today. So first of all, I can see that her forehead is really bronzed out. Like, that looks so stunning. Try bronzing like up in your hairline, even though it's going to be a bit more difficult to remove the makeup afterwards, because if you leave even the smallest gap, it's going to look really weird, and I'm talking from my own experience. Next up, I kind of want to bronze the sides of my nose as well, sort of in like a contouring motion, but it looks way softer. And if you feel like the bronzer is a bit too strong for your face, just take a bigger brush, try to blend it out. I recommend using a clean brush so you don't apply more pigment from this sort of brush. I also want to softly bronze this area. So I'm using the brush kind of sideways and dragging it upward. And taking a bit more and bronzing this part. Now normally I would say apply contour here, but shades on her makeup don't really reflect any kind of harsh contour being used. I'm talking about, you know, like older shades. I'm pretty sure it's still bronzer even right here. Now I was actually going to use some powder to set the makeup and also to kind of make everything uniform. Then I realized that I only have mattifying powders because this is what I mostly use normally. So basically, even if the base that I'm doing is somehow resulting into some glowy base, I don't care, I'm just going to put matte stuff on it. It's just probably remnants of the 2015 makeup era. So we're skipping the powder. But we are applying blush, and I think that the closest shade to what she's wearing should be Shelly by Benefit, at least from my collection. And I'm using this type of brush to apply it because, as you can see, it's really illuminating a big part of her face. Pretty much starting from the apple of your cheeks. It might not be the exact same thing, but it looks so beautiful. Like, at the same time, what was I expecting from Shelly? You know, she's my ride or die. I just really love this makeup look, and this could be my everyday makeup, honestly, because it's so fun, it's so chic. And you know, I'm not really shying away from darker browns, so this is really nice. I don't think she has any blush on her nose though, so we're going to do highlighter now. For highlighter, the Dandelion Twinkle by Benefit from this really cute palette called Twinkle Beach is probably the most golden shade I own of highlighter. I mean, that's not actual golden highlighter. So we're going to take some on this type of brush. Now, first of all, obviously doing this part, and try to blend this out as much as possible, because this is not the old days of highlighter and you should just have a line. We want this to look as natural, as dewy, as sun-kissed as possible. So we're kind of mixing everything in, we're blending a lot. Now she has some here as well. Now, somehow me, the biggest lover of brown lip products, does not really own this type of shade that she has on, and I'm really mad at myself for that, because it's so beautiful, and with the first chance I get, I'm actually going to purchase it. So from the extensive collection of lip pencils and lip glosses, all in brown shades, I don't know why, but I don't own anything that would match this inspo picture. And she's wearing, yes, a brown lip gloss, or it's probably lipstick with gloss applied on top, a brownish but really nude lipstick. I'm going to line my lips using this pencil. This is from Essence and it's one of the best shades I could ever find. I think this is, yes, shade 1, and it's this Turkish brown. And her Cupid's bow is also pretty accentuated, so no more hiding it for me today. This is actually so beautiful. I'm enjoying this kind of lip look. Now from NYX, I'm using this soft matte lip cream. This is in the shade London. This is my first time using this product, but it's pretty much a shade match, I think. Oh my god, this shade is so beautiful. I was not expecting for it to be this nice. And to complement my lips in this way, you know, I love this kind of nudish brownish lip, and this, oh my god, get shade London from NYX. This is so beautiful. You probably get, if it was my makeup look, I would have left it matte. And shame on me, the closest thing that I have to a clear lip gloss right now that isn't dried up is Gisou lip oil, because I feel like this has probably one of the nicest glows I've ever seen, and it really beats a lot of clear lip glosses. I'm of course going to wipe the brush after. This is so nice. I'm loving it so much. I feel like the Matilda Djerf makeup look is complete, and in my opinion the lips completed everything. They brought everything together. I enjoyed both products that I tested today, and I'm really happy with the result in general. If you decide to recreate this, which by the way you definitely should, make sure to tag me in any stories or videos, because I would love to see the result. Make sure to check my Instagram and TikTok, they are both linked in the description box. While you take a look there, also make sure to subscribe. Don't miss any new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you fairies next time. Bye!